And they're racing. Ireland stopped France last year, taking a 4th consecutive title. How the French would love to take that team title.
That French dominance, Jimmy Gressier, Hugo Hay, that was a real period for them. They promoted that up to a senior gold last year, but Hugo Hay and Jimmy Gressier are not here this year. So you're looking to some other Frenchmen to try and get their nation got to run the same course, the same distance. It doesn't really matter what's underfoot.
Well, they take a right-hand turn there because of this first small lap. 5,000 fella, 346 rather, for 1,500 metres. But coached by Adi Reiter, who's a well-known coach, looks after a lot of top athletes. I wonder if he'll be it's the Frenchman, Daguinot. Daguinot is 13.26, 5,000 boy. He's pretty useful. Into the La Mandre Castle then. This must be so weird for these runners. The first time they go through their instance running, he does over 100 miles a week. But that for him, because his summer ended pretty early, that was sort of July, August, September. He put in a really good block of training. He's sharpened up since then, obviously getting into the racing season for the collegiate athletes. And he said he is aiming to get into the...
Halfway up that slope is, lung busting.
I don't know what's happened to Dara McElhinney, but he has hit the blocks over the last 90 seconds or so. The former soccer player, Gaelic football player as well, who was second last year. Where is he? He's dropped way, way back. He has lost, I don't know, 100 metres. In the 4th place athlete is Valentin Bresque of France, 10th in the junior race back in 2018. He's an 8:36 steeplechaser. He's a tough customer. Ran that this year. 3:43 for 1,500, so he's pretty useful on the
15 minutes on the clock now.
Two big laps to go then. Yes,
so,
excuse me, 2 big laps
all right.
to go.
Rory Leonard there, 3rd scorer for Great Britain. 4th scorer, Matt Stonia, 3:32 1,500 metre runner, and he's not even in the scoring 3 for the under 20. What about this? At the moment, 1 and 2 with Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Charles Hicks, the defending champion. He led most of the race in Dublin. I do think that's a winning hill sprint there from Charles Hicks, if he can just stay on his feet down the sharp downhill.
Assured a silver medal now, but Charlie Hicks just skips around that left-hand turn, the most awkward point there, just to make doubly sure, but he celebrates as he crosses the tape. Charlie Hicks retains his title from Dublin. He said last year he was banged up before Dublin, wasn't in as good shape as he is this year, which underlines what a great run that is from Zach Mohammed to take the silver for Great Britain. Well, there's the leading pair for Great Britain, 1 and 2 for Charlie Hicks and Zach Mohammed.
I think it could be an exciting few years for him.
Charlie Hicks then, the student of cognitive science at Stanford University, if you want the nuts and bolts, is the champion. His time 23:40.
All right, Charlie Hicks, okay. NCAA champion, now to European under 23 champion. Talk about that. How does it feel?
It's unbelievable. I mean, obviously, that was something I was thinking about going into this race after NCAAs. The idea of being able to pull off both, in 1 year would be absolutely unreal. Last year winning was already an accomplishment that, was beyond my wildest dreams. So I was just like, if I could close this out like this, it'd be the perfect season for me, ever. And having finally done it, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
The NCAA season is really long. So how are your legs? Talk about that. What are you feeling right now?
I think that actually tends to benefit me. I'm someone who loves to grind over summer, so I've been training since June. So, the more time I've got, the better, because, all I like doing is putting in the work. So, it is a long season mentally, but physically I feel great, and if I didn't feel great, I obviously wouldn't have been able to run like that. So, it's not too bad, actually.
All right, that first lap was fast. Second lap, you guys kind of brought it in a bit. Talk about that. And Zach ran hard at you. Let's talk about that.
I mean, Zach is a phenomenal athlete, and we always knew that. And I was talking to him before the race, and he said he was feeling a lot more fit this year than he was the previous years. So, I knew I could trust his fitness there, and that he could hold a push like that. The first couple laps that I was sort of leading, my idea is that I'm more of a 10K runner, and this is an 8K race. Even though it's very difficult, I want to make sure that, I'm not making it slow and racing, some phenomenal 3K 1500 runners like McElhenney, over a 6K instead of an 8K. I want to make sure everybody has to run every meter of the race to give myself the best chance of doing well, and also give Britain the best chance of doing well, because I know that everyone on our team was so fit this year, and so I felt like running hard was the best thing I could do for us.
All right, you seem to be taking everybody apart on those hills. The hills and the downhill. You ran really good downhills.
Yeah, so, I think the first place I ever got confidence to run hills like that was actually at this meet, I think 4 years ago in Portugal, where I ran the U20s. That course was pretty much a hill. Like every 1,500 meter loop was a hill, a massive one at that too. So, I took experiences like that, also racing at OSU, which is a pretty brutally hilly course. And I just tried to apply, what my coach Ricardo Santos told me, which was just to get up the hill, push the top of the hill, when people are trying to recover, and that tends to separate. But, I couldn't separate from Zach because he's one of the best athletes, I've ever run with. And so, I think it's a testament to both of our abilities.
Yeah, but going into that castle, you really put the hammer down.
Yeah, so that castle was also always that kind of top of the hill moment where, my coach always tells me that's where you push. That's when people will start to struggle, and that's what, when they'll want to get that energy back. So I push the top of the hill, sort of get my recovery running fast down the hill. But, I wouldn't be able to do it with the fitness, if I didn't have the fitness, that I was able to build out at Stanford, with my amazing teammates and my amazing coaches.
All right, did you, it's a little slippery out there. Did it look like you almost fell?
Oh, yeah, right at the beginning. I mean, we were flying on that lap, so, it's understandable. I was trying to, figure out what it would feel like. And I sort of found better lines, to go through those muddy parts as the race continued. But, yeah, it was certainly slippy. It was a lot better than Dublin, slipping-wise. But, yeah, there are definitely some technical aspects that we don't always get over in the States. So it was a really fun experience, and to come away with the win is wonderful as well.
All right, man, congratulations on that big win.
Thank you so much.